All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastav. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India aims to become developed nation in next 25 years. Indian flag unfurled 30 kilometers above Earth by Space Kids India. More than 5 crore Tiranga selfies uploaded on Har Ghar Tiranga website. Over 79 lakh children enrolled during first 4 months of current fiscal under Bal Aadhar initiative of UIDAI. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to expand his cabinet today. Bharat Biotech completes phase 3 trial of intranasal COVID vaccine. UK becomes first country to approve Omicron vaccine. Parsi New Year Navroz being celebrated in different parts of the country today. Khelo India Women's Hockey League 22 for under 16 begins today in New Delhi. And Asia's oldest football tournament, Durand Cup, begins this evening. As our nation celebrates the momentous occasion of the completion of 75 years of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav quiz program is conducted by All India Radio News on India's freedom movement and its glorious history every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news since 16th of August last year. One lucky winner is selected and felicitated with a token prize and a certificate. Recalling our yesterday's question which was asked in the midday news, well known as the first Indian scientist of the modern era and as father of plant neurobiology, he did not take salary from the British, opposing injustice and racial discrimination. Name the scientist. The correct answer is Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners from across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Dr. R. Shrikantaiah from Belandur, Bengaluru in Karnataka. As the quiz draws to a close, All India Radio News thanks all the listeners for their encouragement. AIR News is happy to celebrate Amrit Mahotsav with its listeners through the quiz. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that for growth of new India, there is a need to ensure inclusive development across the nation. He said this was a vision held dear by Mahatma Gandhi. Addressing the 76th Independence Day yesterday from the ramparts of the Red Fort after unfurling the national flag, Mr. Modi said an aspirational society is important for any nation and expressed pride that these aspirations are present in every household in India. Mr. Modi said this Amrit Kal has provided a golden opportunity to fulfill the dreams and goals of this aspirational society.
अब आज जब अमृत काल की पहली प्रभात है तो हमें इस 25 साल में विकसित भारत बना के रहना है अपनी आंखों के सामने। और जो 20, 22, 25 साल के नौजवान मेरे देश के मेरे सामने है, मेरे देश के नौजवानों, जब देश आजादी के 100 साल मनाएगा तब आप 50, 55 के हुए होंगे। मतलब आपके जीवन का ये स्वर्णिम काल, आपकी उम्र के ये 25, 30 साल भारत के सपनों को पूरा करने का काल है। आप संकल्प लेकर के मेरे साथ चल पड़िए साथियों, तिरंगे झंडे की शपथ लेकर के चल पड़िए। हम सब पूरी ताकत से लगे आए। बड़ा संकल्प, मेरा देश विकसित देश होगा, डेवलप कंट्री होगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that the nation should come together to defeat the evils of corruption and nepotism. He said there is a need to fight against corruption with all the strength. Mr. Modi said society should come together to punish those who have propagated the evil of corruption.
अब भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ मैं साफ देख रहा हूं कि हम एक निर्णायक कालखंड में कदम रख रहे हैं। इस मिजाज के साथ भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ एक निर्णायक कालखंड में अब हिंदुस्तान कदम रख रहा है और मैं लाल किले की प्राचीर से बड़ी जिम्मेवारी के साथ कह रहा हूं। और इसलिए भाइयों बहनों, भ्रष्टाचार दीमक की तरह देश को खोखला कर रहा है। मुझे इसके खिलाफ लड़ाई लड़नी। तब मेरे 130 करोड़ देशवासी आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दी, आप मेरा साथ दी, ताकि मैं इस लड़ाई को लड़ पाऊं, इस लड़ाई को देश जीत पाए और सामान्य नागरिक की जिंदगी भ्रष्टाचार ने तबाह करके रखी हुई है। मैं मेरे इन सामान्य नागरिक की जिंदगी को फिर से शान बान शान के लिए जीने के लिए रास्ता बनाना चाहता। कोर्ट में सजा हो चुकी हो, भ्रष्टाचारी सिद्ध हो चुका हो, जेल जाना तय हो चुका हो, जेल गुजार रहे हो, उसके बावजूद भी उनकी शान शौकत में लगे रहते हैं।
On nepotism, Mr. Modi said opportunities should be given to those who are talented and will work towards the progress of the nation. He said talent will be the basis of a new India. He said stellar performances at the international sporting events are an example of India's shining talent, and such talent should be promoted and supported. Mr. Modi said India has marched ahead in spite of many challenges because she is the mother of democracy.
भारत की विविधता जो औरों को भारत के लिए बोझ लगती थी, वो भारत की विविधता ही भारत की अनमोल शक्ति है, शक्ति का एक अटूट प्रवाह है। दुनिया को पता नहीं था भारत के पास एक इनहेरेंट सामर्थ्य है, एक संस्कार सरिता है, एक मन मस्तिष्क का विचारों का बंधन है, और वो है भारत लोकतंत्र की जननी है, मदर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी है। और जिनके जहन में लोकतंत्र होता है, वे जब संकल्प करके चल पड़ते हैं, वो सामर्थ्य दुनिया की बड़ी बड़ी सल्तनतों के लिए भी संकट का काल लेकर के आती है।
The Prime Minister said, as India celebrates 75 years of independence, there is a need to now move with a renewed focus and resolve for the next 25 years. He said there is a need to focus on 5 resolves. These are developed India, removing every ounce of slave mentality, pride for glorious heritage, unity, and fulfilling citizens' duties. Mr. Modi said, equality is the cornerstone of India's progress and people should be united through the mantra of India First. He stated that respect for women is an important pillar for India's growth and stressed on the need to support Nari Shakti.
हम जितने ज्यादा अवसर हमारी बेटियों को देंगे, जितनी सुविधाएं हमारी बेटियों के लिए केंद्रित करेंगे, आप देखना वो हमें बहुत कुछ लौटा करके देगी, वो देश को इस ऊंचाई पर ले जाएगी। इस अमृत काल में जो सपने पूरे करने में जो मेहनत लगने वाली है, अगर हमारी नारी शक्ति की मेहनत जुड़ जाएगी, व्यापक रूप से जुड़ जाएगी, तो हमारी मेहनत कम होगी, हमारा समय सीमा भी कम हो जाएगी, हमारे सपने और तेजस्वी होंगे और ओजस्वी होंगे और दैदीप्यमान होंगे। और इसलिए आइए साथियों, हम जिम्मेवारियों को लेकर आगे बढ़े।
The Prime Minister said the world looks at India as a destination where aspirations are met.
Space Kids India unfurled the Indian flag about 30 kilometers above the planet on Independence Day yesterday. The flag was sent to an altitude of 106,000 feet above the planet on a balloon that unfurled. The event was part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav slogan and under the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to celebrate the historic anniversary. Space Kids India is an organization creating young scientists for the country and spreading awareness among children for a borderless world. The organization recently launched a satellite into the low Earth orbit. AzadiSat was developed by 750 girl students from across India to mark the 75 years of independence. More than 5 crore Tiranga selfies have been uploaded on the Har Ghar Tiranga website. The Union government had recently announced the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign and asked people to exhibit the Tiranga at their homes to mark the country's 75th Independence Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had given a call on the 22nd of last month to join the Har Ghar Tiranga movement by hoisting or displaying the national flag at homes.
Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for the 1.3 billion citizens across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke Saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the eyes and voice of All India Radio. In today's episode, we bring you the magical moment of Mahatma Gandhi's first and only visit to the studios of All India Radio.
Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke Saath, reliving the journey of India since independence over the last 75 years with All India Radio. Starting 15th August, the series will be broadcast on All India Radio, 100.1 FM Gold Channel, primetime news bulletins and across all its platforms. Tune in to stay updated with All India Radio.
Mahatma Gandhi visited AIR studios at Broadcasting House, New Delhi on 12 November 1947. Through AIR, he addressed refugees fleeing Pakistan and camping at Kurukshetra. On reaching the studios, Gandhi said about radio, "It is a wondrous thing. In it, I see Shakti, the miraculous power of God."
घनश्याम दास जी ने शायद सोचना की कि अगर मैं रेडियो से बोलूं आपके लिए और आपके सामने तो अच्छा होगा, और पीछे जब जा सकता हूं तब जाऊं। तो मैं तो आपके पास आने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। मैंने कुछ भी हिंदुस्तान की सेवा की है, या तो कहो कि जगत की, क्योंकि मेरे पास हिंदुस्तान और जगत कोई अनोखी चीज नहीं है। अगर हिंदुस्तान की सेवा करता हूं, उसके मार्फत भी सारे जगत की सेवा करना, ये मेरा जीवन भर का मंत्र है।
He spoke for 20 minutes in which he appealed to the refugees to face their suffering with as much fortitude and patience as they could summon.
जब मैंने सुना कि आप लोगों में करीब 2.5 लाख रिफ्यूजी पड़े हैं, और मैंने सुना कि अभी भी लोग आते ही रहते हैं, तो मुझको बड़ा दुख हुआ, मुझे चोट लगी, और मुझको ऐसा ही हुआ कि मैं आपके पास पहुंच जाऊं। आने वाला तो कल था, लेकिन ये हो नहीं सकता था, क्योंकि यहाँ ऑल इंडिया कांग्रेस कमेटी की मीटिंग के बारे में वर्किंग कमेटी मिलने वाली थी। तो घनश्याम दास जी ने शायद सोचना की कि अगर मैं रेडियो से बोलूं आपके लिए और आपके सामने तो अच्छा होगा, और पीछे जब जा सकता हूं तब जाऊं। तो मैं तो आपके पास आने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। मैंने कुछ भी हिंदुस्तान की सेवा की है, या तो कहो कि जगत की, क्योंकि मेरे पास हिंदुस्तान और जगत कोई अनोखी चीज नहीं है। अगर हिंदुस्तान की सेवा करता हूं, तो उसके मार्फत भी सारे जगत की सेवा करना, ये मेरा जीवन भर का मंत्र है।
To commemorate Gandhiji's only visit to AIR studios, 12th November is observed as Public Service Broadcasting Day in the country.
Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke Saath can be accessed on the handle @AIR's News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke Saath.
The Unique Identification Authority has enrolled more than 79 lakh children under Bal Aadhaar initiative in the last 4 months. Children in the age group of 0 to 5 years are issued Bal Aadhaar. Aadhaar enrollment of children in this age group are carried out based on facial image of the child and biometric authentication of the parent or guardian. Electronics and IT Ministry said this is a part of a renewed effort to reach out to more children under the Bal Aadhaar initiative and help parents and children to avail multiple benefits. The ministry said 2.64 lakh children in the 0 to 5 age group had Bal Aadhar by the end of 31st March this year, which has increased to 3.43 lakh by the end of July 2022. Enrollments of children in this age group in states like Himachal Pradesh and Haryana have already covered more than 70%. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar will expand his cabinet today. A total of 31 MLAs, including one independent, are likely to take oath as ministers. The RJD, which has the highest number of 79 MLAs in the Bihar Assembly, is likely to get 16 ministerial berths, and the JDU, which has 45 MLAs, is likely to keep 11. Jitan Ram Manjhi's Hindustani Awam Morcha HAM is likely to get one ministerial berth, and Congress, which is part of the Grand Alliance, is likely to have 2 cabinet berths. Left parties having 16 MLAs will not be the part of the government. Nitish Kumar was sworn in as Chief Minister of Bihar and Tejaswi Prasad as Deputy Chief Minister on August the 10th. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India aims to become a developed nation in the next 25 years. Indian flag unfurls 30 kilometers above Earth by Space Kids India. More than 5 crore Tiranga selfies uploaded on Har Ghar Tiranga website. Over 79 lakh children enrolled during the first 4 months of current fiscal under Bal Aadhar initiative of UIDAI. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to expand his cabinet today. Bharat Biotech completes phase 3 trial of intranasal COVID vaccine. UK becomes first country to approve Omicron vaccine. Parsi New Year Navroz being celebrated in different parts of the country today. Khelo India Women's Hockey League 22 for under-16 begins today in New Delhi, and Asia's oldest football tournament, Durand Cup, begins this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देख रहे हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ वाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग। आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता। बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Bharat Biotech has completed the clinical development for phase 3 trials and booster doses for intranasal COVID-19 vaccine. Bharat Biotech, the manufacturer of COVID-19 vaccine Covaxin, said that it has completed the clinical development for phase 3 trials and booster doses for the BBV 154 Covaxin intranasal COVID-19 vaccine. The company said that 2 separate and simultaneous clinical trials were conducted to evaluate BBV 154 as a primary dose in 2-dose schedule. The UK has become the first country to authorize the COVID-19 vaccine tailored to the Omicron variant. The move will pave the way for an autumn booster campaign using Moderna's 2-strain shot. The Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Authority, which was the first in the world to approve an original COVID-19 jab, has granted conditional authorization to the vaccine, which targets both the original strain of the virus and Omicron BA.1. The vaccine is authorized for use in people aged 18 and over, but to prepare for an expected rise in cases over the winter, the UK plans to focus its booster program on the over 50s and those at higher clinical risk of developing severe COVID.
In Morning Matters, now let us listen to a discussion on Prime Minister's address to the nation on the 76th Independence Day. The participants are Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and KV Prasad, journalist.
As the Prime Minister said from the ramparts of Red Fort, it's a special day for Indians around the world. Prime Minister encapsulated everything that happened in the 75 years, paying his tributes to all those who contributed in the freedom struggle, and which led to birth of a new nation on 15th August 1947. He looked back at the 75 years. He also looked forward at the next 25 years. Where will the country and the country people would want to see India? Tandon Saab, you have witnessed quite a many such events in speeches by Prime Ministers. So how best would you describe it?
In fact, Independence Day was with a difference, because as the country enters the Amrit Kaal, and we have been observing and celebrating Amrit Mahotsav, so it makes the occasion all the more special. And Prime Minister, in fact, in his speech, made several points to highlight how special and why it's special this particular Independence Day is. And we witnessed the way Red Fort was decorated, and the walls of the Red Fort, there were portraits of a large number of freedom fighters. And in fact, he said that we have even dug out from the pages of history some of the heroes and heroines who were forgotten. They could not find place in our history. We have included them, and he named a large number of people. And I think that was very befitting. And then he immediately mentioned something very important. He said when he took over in 2014, he was the first Prime Minister born in free India. And he understood Bharat ki Atma, the soul of India. And on the basis of that, and also tried to fulfill the dream of Mahatma Gandhi for the emancipation of the poor, upliftment of the downtrodden. And he has tried in the last 8 years to empower all sections of the society and develop all corners of the country. And he said the new India is aspirational. The youth is aspirational. They want their aspirations to be fulfilled. They can't wait for long. So therefore, we have to do something to make changes. It has to be collective responsibility, a collective awareness, and that has already started.
I just wanted to quickly bring in the context also, which I thought was very important as we stand at the doorstep of the 76th year of independence and looking forward to the next 100 years.
Yes, but I think the major takeaway of address was the 5 points which he mentioned, the 5 pledges. But he called these Panch Pran, then these 5 commitments in 3 different ways. Number 1, what we need to do, how these 5 commitments have been relevant, and how we have done our best to implement that, and what needs to be done in future. And as we saw, the first commitment and pledge was that we have to think big, and we have to become a developed nation by 2047. And all has been done in this respect. Then the second thing was that we have to shed all sorts of symbols of our colonial past, which made us slaves. We have to get out of it. And even the minutest thing which still is in the back of our mind, we will have to get rid of it, and we have to make Atmanirbhar Bharat. Then the third was that we have to keep alive our culture, our civilizational heritage, and we have to be proud of that. We need not look toward the West for everything. So we have to take pride in what we have in our civilization. But that fourth was unity and without discrimination. Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. That was the fourth. Fifth, of course, was most important, that the duties of our citizens. And he said, even the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister, nobody is above duty. Everybody will have to do his or her duties as enshrined in the Constitution. And he said, these 5 pran, hamare 5 pran hai, and we have to fulfill that.
One thing which also stood out is the fact that he mentioned the contribution of women at the time of independence, how they had marshaled the forces of brought out people to great struggles. And he also made a special mention in a very emotive tone that he had some pain and about the way in which women are being not treated with respect and dignity.
Certainly, as you very rightly said, everybody noticed PM became a bit emotional when he said that a distortion unfortunately has crept in our conduct and we at times insult, we don't forget, and we at times insult women. And can we take a pledge to get rid of this mentality and our behavior and our values and start respecting women? Because he said, wherever there is no respect for women, that society can never progress. And he said, this has been inherent in our civilizational, our cultural heritage. Why can't we stick to it? Then he said, we can't fulfill our dreams if we don't respect women.
I think overall the theme of the speech of Prime Minister was to take a quick look at what all progress the country achieved and gave the task to himself and to the country as to what we should be doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
You were listening to the discussion on Prime Minister's address to the nation on the 76th Independence Day. The participants were Ashok Tandon, political analyst, and K.V. Prasad, journalist.
The nation is remembering Bharat Ratna, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, on his 4th death anniversary today. He passed away on this day in 2018. Born on the 25th of December 1924 in Gwalior, Atal Bihari Vajpayee's contribution towards public life and India's development will always be cherished.
टूटे हुए सपने की सुने कौन सिसकी, अंतर को चीर व्यथा पलकों पर ठिठकी, हार नहीं मानूंगा रार नहीं ठानूंगा, काल के कपाल पर लिखता मिटाता हूँ, गीत नया गाता हूँ, गीत नया गाता हूँ.
President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, former President Ramnath Kovind, BJP President JP Nadda and other senior leaders visited Atal Bihari Vajpayee's memorial Sadaiv Atal in the national capital this morning and paid their floral tributes. Today is Navroz, or the Parsi New Year. It is the most widely celebrated festival of the Parsi community. This is seen as a harbinger of peace and prosperity. In Mumbai and suburbs, which host a considerable population of the Parsi community, the festival is celebrated with grand lunch and dinner with the best and finest variety of Parsi cuisine. President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar have greeted the people on the occasion.
The 131st edition of Asia's oldest football tournament, Durand Cup, will begin today. The opening match will be played between FC Goa and Mohammedan SC at the Vivekananda Yuva Bharati Kridangan in Kolkata at 7 p.m. The tournament will feature 20 teams, all divided into 4 groups of 5 teams each. Of the 20 teams, 11 teams will be the clubs that play Indian Super League, 5 teams from the I-League and 4 teams from the Armed Forces.
The Khelo India Women's Hockey League 22 for Under-16 will begin today at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. The league will see 16 teams divided into Pool A and Pool B vie for top honours. This will be the first phase of the league, which will go on till the 23rd of August. Each winning team will be awarded 3 points, 1 point for each team in the event of a draw, and 0 points for the losing side. The matches will start at 6:30 a.m. every day, with the last match being played at 5 p.m.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The dailies are full photographs of India celebrating the 76th Independence Day and Prime Minister Modi speaking to the nation from the Red Fort. The Hindustan Times quotes the PM saying, "Take 5 pledges to make India a developed nation by 2047. India set to make major leap in Amrit Kal, says Modi, invokes Nari Shakti, reads the Pioneer headline. PM seeks people's support and fight against graft nepotism, headlines the Times of India. The Asian Age carries a report of a major terror plot that was foiled late on Sunday night in the heart of Srinagar that resulted in the death of a policeman. Analysis of annual reports reveals that the private sector has stepped up hiring, but staff strength in most PSUs has seen a decline, reports the Indian Express. Iran denies role but justifies attack on Salman Rushdie, writes The Hindu. The Times of India carries a disturbing story of an ace state and national level disabled cricketer who now drives an e-rickshaw in Ghaziabad to sustain his family. And finally, at an Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav event, 16 parks in Delhi have been named after unsung heroes, writes The Pioneer.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India aims to become a developed nation in the next 25 years. Indian flag unfurled 30 kilometers above Earth by Space Kids India. More than 5 crore Tiranga selfies uploaded on Har Ghar Tiranga website. Over 79 lakh children enrolled during first 4 months of current fiscal under Bal Aadhar initiative of UIDAI. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to expand his cabinet today. Bharat Biotech completes phase 3 trial of intranasal COVID vaccine. UK becomes first country to approve Omicron vaccine. Parsi New Year Navroz being celebrated in different parts of the country today. Khelo India Women's Hockey League 22 for under 16 begins today in New Delhi. And Asia's oldest football tournament, Durand Cup, begins this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.